despite the testimony of Weaver's girlfriend that he had been with her at her house at the time of the killing. Piper won Weaver's freedom by tracking down the missing witness. He was serving time in Ohio for killing another Amish man 2 years later, under similar circumstances, and, as it turned out, with the same gun used in the Lancaster killing. With no chance of parole in Ohio and rapidly deteriorating health, the witness admitted to the Lancaster murder, and Piper took his confession to a county judge who freed Weaver with the agreement of the prosecutor's office. Mick McFarland watches as Piper thanks everyone, then raises his glass in a toast to his wife, and everyone joins in. A few minutes later, Mick fills a paper plate, takes his leave of the party, and walks down the hall to his office. Behind him follows his younger brother, Tommy, the firm's investigator. "You look like you're putting on a few pounds," Tommy says. "Look who's talking," Mick answers over his shoulder. In their mid-40s, both men are 5'10" and have short dark hair. Though sturdier than the typical distance runner, Mick is nowhere near as thick in the body as Tommy, who is as rock-solid as he was in high school. The prison tats sticking up from his collar and veal shank biceps make Tommy a menacing figure to the uninitiated. Mick takes his seat behind the desk, and Tommy sits at the work table. As they eat, they watch Mick's wall-mounted TV. It's just after noon, and Channel 6 is airing coverage of the story that has captured the city for the past couple of days: the murder of Edwin Hanson. The chairman and CEO of Hanson World Industries was shot shortly after midnight on Tuesday morning in HWI's underground parking garage. Mick and Tommy share a distant connection to the story as a result of Mick's representation of Edwin's younger half-brother 4 years earlier. David Hanson, HWI's general counsel, had been charged with killing Jennifer Yamura, a young television reporter with whom he had been having an affair. Mick won the case by putting Piper in front of the judge to testify she'd been having an affair with David and was with him at the time of the killing. The affair was true, but Piper wasn't with David when the reporter was murdered. Mick pressured the prosecutor, Devlin Walker, now Philadelphia's district attorney, to pretend he believed Piper and to dismiss the charges against David Hanson. The source of Mick's leverage was video footage of the back door of Jennifer Yamura's house that showed Devlin entering and leaving on the day of the murder. The video was taken by a security camera belonging to an old woman who lived across the alley. The woman sent Mick the video as part of her plan to blackmail David, who had also visited Jennifer's house in the time frame of the murder. Mick carefully edited the footage he shared with both men, never telling either man that the other had also visited Jennifer on the fateful day. Mick also withheld the fact that he too was caught on the video going to Jennifer's house to discuss representing her. Behind the anchorman, a photo of Edwin Hanson appears on the big screen. Dark hair over darker, wide-set eyes. A short fireplug body. Strikingly dissimilar to his fair-haired half-brother, David, who stands 6'3" and has Nordic features. But as Mick learned while defending David, the differences between the two men were only superficial, both brothers being Machiavellian plotters of the first order. "He'll be the big cheese now," Tommy says, his loathing of David Hanson lending his voice a sharp edge. "Edwin saw to that," Mick says. Several weeks earlier, Edwin Hanson had announced that he would be stepping down when he turned 65, naming David as his chosen successor. "Are you hearing anything on Edwin's murder yet?" Mick knows Tommy has friends inside the police department and DA's office who share information with him. Back-channeling, Tommy calls it. Tommy shakes his head. "Same as before. Lockdown is the word. Cops and prosecutors are keeping this one close to the vest. Only thing that leaked, and I didn't get it from them, is that Devlin Walker and the commissioner brought in the FBI to do forensic work." "Forensic work," Mick says. "On what evidence?" "Lockdown, remember? I got no idea." Chuck Weaver wraps Piper in a bear hug and lifts her off her feet. She sees the reporter smiling too, happy that her cameraman is capturing the moment for the soft news segment of the evening broadcast. Chuck sets her down, and his older brother, Jeff, moves up and shakes her hand. Jeff Weaver is a tough-as-nails guy with a loyalty streak as